Now was the time to send, to see them off. Lakshmana, as somebody asked in the beginning, Lakshmana asked, went to see his mother. There is no mention of Urmila here as well, because they are unnecessary to the story. Do they add any value to Rama's story, or do they bring any value, extra value? No, they don't. So poet has conveniently left them. It's poet's choice. We live in the poet's world. So these are poet's words, so we have to take it in his perspective. All right. So Sumitra, she, as soon as she saw Lakshmana, she started crying. Obviously, any mother would. So she says that, I think, Srishtastvam Vanavasaya Swanuraktas Suhrijjane. I think you are born for Vanavasa, my dear son. Imagine what Sumitra would have gone through while saying these words. So this is what she said to Lakshmana. I think you are born for Vanavasa. And never ever do anything wrong to Rama. Never misbehave with Rama. How not to misbehave with Rama and how not to misbehave with Sita. Sumitra did not have to teach Lakshmana too much. She only gave him a simple line that is one of the iconic lines of Valmiki Ramayana. She told him that Ramam Daśaratham Vidhi. Who is Daśaratha to you? Lakshmana. Daśaratha is your father. Forget about your father. Forget about me. Forget about Ayodhya. Consider Rama as your father. Ramam Daśaratham Vidhi. Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam. Janakatmajam Mam Vidhi. Consider Sita as your mother. Ayodhya Matavim Vidhi. The forest in which you are going to live. Consider that forest as Ayodhya. Gachatata yatha sukham. Go, my son, go. Live happily. These were the words of a mother to Lakshmana. You cannot find a braver mother than this. You cannot find a clearer, mentally clearer mother than this. Absolutely brilliant. These were the words of Sumitra. And then they all started. Now comes the most heartbreaking thing. I told you there are several incidents in Ramayana that actually breaks your heart. This is one of such an incident. Now, Sumantra was given another order by Daśaratha that please take him to the forest. Drop him there. Let him not walk from Ayodhya. How bad would it look if Rama had to walk? The prince of Ayodhya had to walk from his home to forest. So let people not see that. I cannot see that. That was Daśaratha. Daśaratha says that I cannot see my son walking barefooted to forest. So why don't you take him and leave him to forest? So Sumantra took that order. He prepared the chariot. Sita, Lakshmana and Rama, they all got into the chariot. Now Sumantra, he started his ratha. He started his chariot. The people of Ayodhya have assembled there. Entire Rajapatha, entire Rajamarga. The people are filled in that Rajamarga. Everybody is seeing that particular scene where Rama is leaving. Now he had a dilemma, Sumantra. Daśaratha and the people of Ayodhya are asking Sumantra to drive slow. Remember, he is just a chauffeur. He is just a driver. He needs to follow the instructions given by the person who sits on that chariot. He is just a sarathi. He has to follow the orders of a rathi. Rathi is the person who sits on the chariot. Now Rama is giving him an order. Drive fast. Sumantra is confused. He's clueless. He doesn't know what to do. Whether to drive fast or whether to hold back. Now, people are urging, people are begging Sumantra, let us take a glimpse of Rama, drive slow. And here he is Daśaratha is telling Sumantra, the same Daśaratha who gave him an order to take Rama, now the same king is giving Sumantra an order to stop. Is not asking Sumantra to slow down. Daśaratha is asking Sumantra to stop. The people of Ayodhya are asking Sumantra to slow down. Rama, on the other hand, is asking Sumantra to drive fast. Valmiki explains the emotion that Sumantra went through at that moment. He says that Sumantrasya babhu atma chakrayoriva chantara. He felt as if he has got stuck between two wheels. He cannot move anywhere. Rama was very strict in his orders. Daśaratha is his king. He cannot disobey his king. He cannot not consider the words of the people of Ayodhya, and he cannot disobey Rama either. What a position, what a situation Sumantra was in. And then, as soon as Rama's chariot left, Daśaratha ran. He stood up from his seat and he started running towards Rama. And this is one of the most heartbreaking scenes that you will ever see in Ramayana. He could not walk. And the most heartbreaking thing was when Kausalya, Rama's mother, when she started running towards Rama. That's the moment when Rama saw. He looked back and he saw his mother running. And that's when he told Sumantra that don't slow, go faster. And all the ministers, Vasishtha and everybody, they consoled both Daśaratha and Kausalya, and they said that Yamichet punarayatam nainam dura manuvrajet. If you want somebody to come back to you, you should not follow them for long. That's usually how bidais work in India, especially during marriages. So that's why they don't usually go to the groom's house. It's not the actual parampara. They just leave them at that Dehli, Hostilu, that place near a door, and they come back. Because you don't follow somebody for too long if you want them to come back to your home again. Yamichet punarayatam nainam dura manuvrajet. That's how they consoled Daśaratha. So Daśaratha had to come back. Now, as soon as he came back, entire Ayodhya was silenced. It was not even pin drop silence, it was graveyard silence. Ayodhya without Rama looked like a graveyard. And not just the people. Valmiki says that even the winds did not blow that day. Even the sun did not shine. And nothing worked as usual they did. If you have lost somebody who is very close to you in your life, if you have experienced the after effects after a dead body is lifted from our home, now there is a silence. There is a stunning silence that encompasses us. That's the kind of silence that existed throughout Ayodhya. Imagine a city like that. We cannot even begin to imagine a home like that. We cannot even begin to imagine a mind space like that. Imagine an entire city like that. But Daśaratha was not even bothered about it, because he had already signs of his breathing or his prana leaving his body. He had already signs of his life being taken away from him, because Rama was his life. And once Rama was taken away from him, he was just a mere body waiting to fall down, like a house of cards. And his three queens, they helped Daśaratha. On his right side was Kausalya, on his left side was Sumitra. And Kaikeyi, now, because she was doing her duty, she tried to lift Daśaratha, she tried to help Daśaratha. Here comes the most cruelest words a husband has ever spoken to a wife. Kaikeyi Mamakangani mas prakshi. Do not touch me, Kaikeyi. Don't touch me. Daśaratha said this to Kaikeyi. Once upon a time, she was his most beloved wife. This is how fragile human emotions are. I just want you to remember that part as well. Yeah. That's how fragile human emotions are. 2 days ago, Daśaratha was the happiest man. He wanted to share his most happiest news with his most beloved wife. He went to meet her. And then all these things happened. And now the same Daśaratha is speaking such words to Kaikeyi. Do not touch me. I don't want to see you. You are not my wife. And I leave you. Okay. And he says that if Bharataschet pratita syat, the word pratita is very important here. What he means here is, if Bharata has anything to do in your evil plan, let him not do my Antya Samskara. Let him not give any pindam to me. Or whatever he gives to me, let it not reach me. Will. This was Daśaratha's will. And the attorney was present there. Attorney General himself was present there. Vasishtha was present there. So everything is going to happen. So these were Daśaratha's final wishes. If Bharata is involved in Kaikeyi's evil plan, let him not touch my dead body. Let him not put fire to my dead body. That's how much Daśaratha was broken. And then he asked him to be taken to Kausalya's place. He did not want to stay at Kaikeyi's anymore. So he was taken to Kausalya. Now Kausalya, she had her own misery, She was not free from any misery. And here comes a moment where Sumitra, she becomes the bold one, the brave one. We already saw her bravery when she gave that order to Lakshmana. Gachatata yatha sukham. Go and enjoy. You are meant to be, you are meant for Vanavasa. Go and enjoy. What kind of a mother says this? Only a mother who has to send her child to an army, maybe to fight the battles. That mother. You imagine that mother and imagine Sumitra. You don't find any difference. And this same Sumitra consoles Kausalya. She says that, see, you know what Rama is, right? You know what Rama is capable of. You know what Rama is made up of. Nahi Ramat paro loke vidyate satvathe sthita. There is no other man who is in the path of dharma as Rama is. So you don't have to worry about Rama. You have to worry about people who are not in the path of dharma. But a man who walks the path of dharma, you don't have to worry about him. That's how Sumitra consoled Kausalya. After that, now the scene shifts to Rama again. The people of Ayodhya were adamant. They were so strong, especially the Brahmins, the Brahmana Samuha of Ayodhya. They all followed Rama. They ran behind Rama. Can you imagine it? All their training finally paying off. They ran behind Rama. Now Rama was not that heartless. He could leave his father behind. He could leave his mother behind. This was the same Rama who asked Sumantra to drive the chariot faster when he saw his mother running towards him. But the same Rama could not speak the same words to Sumantra again when he saw the people following him. So he stayed there. He stayed with his people. This was Rama's love for his people. If you ever find a leader who loves his people, like Rama, you have another Rama in you as a leader. There is not a single soul in the entire history who has shown this much of love towards his subjects. That is Rama. That is why we eulogize Rama Rajyam. That is why we sing glory of Rama Rajyam, because that's how he took care. All right. So they have a very interesting conversation. Now, how did these Brahmanas, they forced, Sumantra was a great charioteer, right? And he was driving his chariot at the maximum speed. And yet, this group of Brahmanas, they were able to control the speed of the chariot without even having to chase them. How did they do it? Don't give this idea to Elon Musk. Here is the idea. The idea is very simple. It says that Nivartadvam Nagantavyam. They spoke to the horses that were running the chariot. The Brahmana spoke to the horses. They said that Nivartadvam, come back. Don't run away from us. You are supposed to bring Rama to Ayodhya, not take him away from Ayodhya. Don't you understand your responsibilities? They are speaking to the horses directly. How come? Karanavantihi bhutani, yet another brilliant insight into animal behavior from the great poet Valmiki. Karanavantihi bhutani visheshena turangamaha. See, if the same kind of story is presented on the big screen or on a fancy novel with the name of Thomas Shelby, right? The story of gypsies, in the name of, by the title of Peaky Blinders, we will all agree to that. Yes, gypsies were present back in those days. They spoke to horses, right? But we cannot imagine a Brahmana, a simple Brahmana, speaking to a horse. It seems utterly nonsense to us, isn't it? That's our hypocrisy. Right there. That is our hypocrisy. Because we cannot imagine our own ancestors speaking to horses, because they knew the science behind it. Karanavantihi bhutani. They can listen. Horses can definitely listen. That's why he said, Visheshena turangamaha, especially the horses. So the chariot had to stop, because you cannot punish those horses. If they don't want to run, they won't run. They are horses. Now, Rama saw that these people have been following me all along. Now he stepped down from the chariot. He went to them. Nashashaka ghrina chakshuhu parimoktum rathena saha. That's Valmiki for you. He says that Rama, a man who was able to leave his father and mother behind, was not able to leave his subjects behind, his most beloved subjects behind. So he came down from the chariot. He went up to them. They said, Rama, I don't know about other people. We don't know about other people, but you are a wise one. You have the yoga sadhana in you. You have the yoga siddhi in you. Can you not see the chatra, the chamara, and everything that is following you, which is born out of Vajapeya Yaga, which is born out of Soma Yaga? That is our treasure. That is our wealth. And our wealth is following you. Because you, my Lord, is our wealth. You are our wealth. That was the kind of love that people had towards Rama. So they said that, and then Rama asked them a simple question. Don't you have your works to do? You have to do Nitya Agnihotram. You have to perform so many things daily. Don't you want to stay back in Ayodhya? Do you not have the Vedas to teach to children? If you follow me, where will you do all these things? Do you know what was the response from the Brahmins? If anybody thought that Vedas is a bunch of books, burn all those books. They are not Vedas. This is Veda for you. The next line that I am going to utter, right from Valmiki's mouth. Hridayeshvavatishthanti Vedayena param dhanam. Vedaha, which is our greatest wealth, where are they? Hridayeshvavatishthanti. They are in our hearts. So you don't have to worry about that. So wherever we are, we have our Vedas with us and we have you with us. So they had decided So finally, Rama had to listen to them. He had to stay there. He had to rest there at that evening. And then early morning, they were all asleep because they were tired, too tired. They followed Rama barefooted for so long. They had already reached Tamasa Nadi. Tamasa Tiram, they had already reached Tamasa Tiram. Imagine how far, geographically, how far did they follow Rama? The love for Rama they had. And now Rama had a plan. They woke up early in the morning. He said that, let's go towards the south. And after a while, get the chariot back in such a way that people won't notice. He created a diversion because he had no other way to leave these people behind. If they had woken up, then they would have not let him go alone. They would have followed him. So Rama had to do this. So he created a diversion and then they crossed. And when people woke up, they blamed not Rama, they blamed the sleep that they were immersed in. Dhigastu khalu nidrantam yaya pahata chetasa. Now we were fooled by our sleep. We missed Rama. Okay, fine. They all came back. And when they came back to Ayodhya, again, Valmiki describes how Ayodhya was. Says that, Putram prathamajam labdhva jananeenapyanandata. A mother did not rejoice after giving birth to her child, to her first child. Ayodhya for you. An Ayodhya without Rama. A mother who has no connection whatsoever. A normal mother, a common woman who has given birth to her first child. She did not rejoice. Why? Because there is no Rama in Ayodhya. It doesn't mean that they met every day. They saw Rama every day. They did not. Look at the amount of love, the affection they had towards Rama. I'm just giving you one small example of that Ayodhya. And then they crossed Vedashruti, coming back to Rama. They crossed river Vedashruti, Gomati, Syandika, and finally they reached river Ganges. So here is the moment that Rama meets his best friend. Rama had only two best friends in his entire life. He himself called them his friends. It was not the other way around. I am friends with Rama. No. Rama himself told that he is my best friend. First one, Guha. Here comes Tatra Raja Guho Nama. Ramasya Atmasama Sakha. What else do you need? He came to Rama. He heard that Rama is here. So Guha came and they met. And Guha offered. He said that this entire kingdom, my dear friend, it's yours. My life is yours. I am at your command. So he offered him food and everything. Rama said that I am a forester. I have taken up this Vanaprastha Vratam. So I cannot take anything from you. But I will be obliged if you can provide food to these horses. I only seek food for my horses. That's all Rama sought from Guha. Guha was more than happy to help him. And then comes yet another heart-wrenching moment of Ramayana. You have not seen Lakshmana weeping twice in one session, right? Here you go. That night, Rama and Sita, they took some rest. And Lakshmana, he did not want to sleep. Now he and Guha, they started a conversation. They were speaking to each other. Lakshmana narrated Guha the greatness of his brother Rama. He goes on and on and on. And he says one line, I'm going to mention only one line because we have to reach the end of today's session. Lakshmana said only one thing to Guha. Guha, how can I sleep when I see my elder brother Rama sleeping on the floor like this? How can I get sleep? It is impossible for me. Shakya nidra maya labdhum jeevitam va sukhani. How can I live? How can I sleep when I see Rama like this? I cannot. I mean, how can anybody send Rama away? How can anybody banish Rama? All right. So as they were speaking, the dawn broke, and Rama was ready. So he asks Guha to prepare a boat so that he can cross river Ganges. Now we have forgotten about one person, Sumantra, the man who had to go through so much of dilemma throughout this entire episode. Now he knew himself that the time has come for him to leave Rama. He was with him till the banks of river Ganges, and he says that I don't think brahmacharya or any vrata that we do to any god or any swadhyaya that we do, it has got anything to do with our life, because those things are of no use. Sumantra says, why? Tvanchet vyasanamagatam. If you, Rama, if you have to go through this kind of misery, this kind of pain, then I don't think anything that we do in our life has any meaning at all. So here is my decision. I am resigning from the post of prime ministership to Daśaratha. I don't want to go back to Ayodhya. I want to stay with you. I have been a good charioteer for you. Am I not? So I'm going to be a good company for you. I will take care of you. I will be with you. Everybody, whoever has ever met Rama, they all want to be with Rama. They do not want to leave him. Only a fool would want to leave Rama. So Rama says that, I understand your feelings, Sumantra, but you have to go back. There is no other way. You have to get back to Ayodhya. Now Sumantra asked Rama, why are you forcing me to get back to Ayodhya? Do you have any idea how difficult will it be for me to face the people of Ayodhya? They saw this chariot carrying you, and when they see this chariot without you, do you have any idea how it is going to break their hearts? I cannot do that. I cannot be the bearer of the bad news for them. I cannot take this chariot back to Ayodhya without you. Or I will do one thing. I will burn this chariot and I will fall into that fire. I will sacrifice myself. I am not going to visit Ayodhya again, because I cannot go back to Ayodhya without you. Now Rama comes back with a logic that only Rama can. He says that, see, Sumantra, if you don't go back to Ayodhya, Kaikeyi will not have assurance that you have left me at the forest. People will start thinking, Kaikeyi especially, will think that you have conspired against her demands. So in order to give her the satisfaction, you have to get back to Ayodhya, firstly. Secondly, if you don't get back to Ayodhya, who will console my father? Is there anybody else whom he trusts more than you? You are his friend. You have to get back. You have to console him. You have to tell him that Rama will be back after 14 years. All right. So that was the meeting. So Sumantra had to agree. Now he decided to leave. Not yet. Sumantra decided to stay 2 days at Guha's place. Why? Because he spoke to Guha. He said that I still have that tiny wish, a hope, a small hope that Rama might call me back. So I'm going to stay here with you for 2 more days. Please allow me. So Guha allowed him. And then Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they all got onto that boat. They crossed river Ganga. And then Rama, now it was Rama's turn to be emotional. Now he says that I think today is the night that both my father and mother would be blind by crying their eyes out. I think today is the day both Daśaratha and Kausalya will lose their eyes just because of crying out. And he said this in confidence to Lakshmana. He says that, I think, Lakshmana, dharma or artha, both of them are not important. Looking at the state of my father Daśaratha and whatever happened following it, I think kama overpowers dharma and artha in life. What a pity state to be in. I wish this kind of a phase never comes to me. And what would any son do at this situation? He said that I'm not at all a good son, am I? I have given so much of problem or difficulty or pain to my mother. Rama is worried about his mother. He always has been. So for those people who think that Rama was only following his father's or words, or he was totally dedicated to his father, no. He had a heart for his mother as well. He says that Maya hi chirapushtena. She took care of me. She raised me. She fed me. And what did I do? Phalakale viprayujyata. And I left her when she needed me the most. Dhigastumam. Dhikkar hai mujhe. That's Rama's words when he thought about Kausalya. What kind of a heartless son does this to his mother? I did this. And then Rama suddenly, he gets confident, he gets angry, and he says that, Lakshmana, I am capable enough to destroy entire Ayodhya all alone. But my courage is not the reason here. It's not my courage that is holding me back. Then what is holding me back? Adharma bhayabhitaha. I am scared of adharma. There's a beautiful poem by some other poet. He says how Navarasas are present in Rama. He says that Bhayanaka rasa existed in Rama. Rama had Bhaya rasa as well. What did Rama fear from? What was Rama afraid of? Aghe, Bhayam aghe, aghe nama pape. Adharma. Rama was afraid of adharma. We all should be. All right. So he says that he gives one more offer to Lakshmana now. Last and final offer. Lakshmana, go back to Ayodhya. Take care of my mother. I could not be a good son, but instead of me, go back to Ayodhya. Take care of my mother. Now, Lakshmana, when Rama becomes emotional, Lakshmana is a rock. You will see that in further episodes as well. And when Rama is strong, Lakshmana acts like, he's going to burn this entire world with his anger. That's how these brothers work, in tandem, working for each other, completing each other, complementing each other. Now, Lakshmana says that, Rama, can you imagine me living without you? You cannot. Can you imagine a fish living without water? That's how I would be without you. So I'm not leaving you. I'm staying with you. So that's how they were talking. And then yet another day passed, and they crossed river Ganges. They reached Bharadwaja's ashrama, and then they asked Bharadwaja Muni that show us a place where we can stay. And he showed Chitrakuta. They went to Chitrakuta, and Rama asked Lakshmana to build a home. Kurushvavasatham saumya shala and vase mebhiratam mana. So build a home. And Lakshmana did. Lakshmana was an all-rounder. So Lakshmana built a house, and then they performed Griha Pravesham as a beautiful description of Griha Pravesham done by Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. So an Aineya means a deer. A deer was killed, it was brought, and they did Vastu Shuddhi. It was all permitted back in those days. Back in that Yuga, it was all permitted. And there is a beautiful description for those who are interested in how people used to cook meat. There's a beautiful description. Nothing escapes the tongue of a poet. Nothing escapes a poet. A poet has to explain everything. That's the beauty of being a poet, isn't it? So he says, there's a beautiful description. I will just read out the line, if I can find that line as soon as possible. Tattu pakvam samajnaya nishtaptam chinna shonitam. The blood drops stopped. That's when they understood that, oh, this meat is cooked. So then they performed the Vastu Shanti and all, and they stayed there in Chitrakuta. Now, this is one way of ending a story, but I chose the other way. The heart of Ramayana is in pathos, is in Karunarasa. So that's why the title of today's episode is Demise of Daśaratha. Now let's get back to Daśaratha, what happened to him. After this, he came back. Sumantra came. He waited for 2 days. Then he finally reached Ayodhya. So as soon as he went to meet Daśaratha, Daśaratha asked him, "How is my son?" He said that they are all fine. I left them until the banks of river Ganges. Upon that, I don't know what happened to them. I only heard from Guha and his messengers that they have crossed the Ganges and they have visited Bharadvaja's ashrama, and then they moved to Chitrakuta Parvata. This is the last information that I have gathered from Guha's messengers about Rama. And then Rama had given a message to Daśaratha. He had sent his regards to his father. He explained that. And Lakshmana had also sent a message to Daśaratha. Do you want to listen to Lakshmana's message? It's very nice. Lakshmana said that Aham tavan maharaje pitrutvam nopalakshay. I don't see a father in my king Daśaratha. He is my king. He is still my king, unfortunately. I don't see a father in him. Bhrata, Bharta, Bandhuhu, Pita cha mama Raghava. That's Lakshmana for me. Rama is my brother. Rama is my friend. Rama is my relative. Rama is my father. Rama is everything to me. Daśaratha is dead to me. You can tell this to the king. That was Lakshmana's message. Absolutely decoded. There is no myth about it. There is no encryption, nothing. Direct message to Daśaratha. You are not my father anymore. You are dead to me. The day you sent Rama away, you were dead to me. That was, and Daśaratha was keen to hear Sita's message. So Sumantra said that Sita could not even muster the courage to speak a few words. She was crying profusely, my lord. That was Sumantra's message of Sita to Daśaratha. And then only this was the moment that Daśaratha's prana was waiting for. The moment he heard that Rama has gone to the forest, he could not control his life anymore. So he was almost on the verge of dying. So that's when Kausalya, she started saying few harsh words to Daśaratha, which I don't want to tell you because it really hurts. She said that it's all because of you that this has happened. And do you seriously think a man like Rama would accept this kingdom, a kingdom that has already been taken, enjoyed by Bharata for 14 years? Do you think a lion takes some meat brought by someone else? No, a lion doesn't touch the meat that is brought by some other animal. It has to make its own kill. That's the rule of jungle, isn't it? So that's how Rama is. He is not going to touch the kingdom that is already ruled by Bharata. It is Uchishta for him. Jhuta in Hindi. Yenjlu in Kannada. He is not going to touch it. So basically what you have done, my king, is you have denied my son of this kingdom forever. Well done to you. And well done to Kaikeyi, your most beloved wife. Sarcasm can kill you, isn't it? If sarcasm can kill you, this is how it can. So such hurtful words from Kausalya. And this was the last nail in Daśaratha's coffin. This was the last nail in Daśaratha's coffin. So he broke down. And then he said that this is the 6th day since Rama left Ayodhya. Kaikeyi, are you there? He was already blind. You remember Rama's words? Daśaratha was already blind. He could not see. He could only sense. So he asked Kausalya to give him assurance that she is still there. And then he said that, see, Yada acharati kalyani shubham va yadiva shubham. A man reaps the fruit as he sows the seed. I have done something which I have never disclosed to anybody. I'm going to tell you. At this moment, I'm going to tell you what I have done. And I deserve this. And here comes the beautiful Upakyanam of Shravana Kumara. It says that back when I was young and powerful, I had not even wed you. That's when I had learned a new Vidya called as Shabdavedhi. Just by following the sound, I could shoot an arrow. I was waiting to put this Vidya that I have learned into practice. So I was waiting, and it was night, almost the night had fallen, and I heard some movements near the lake. I thought that an elephant is actually drinking water from the lake. I used my Shabdavedhi and I shot, without thinking twice, shot an arrow, and that arrow hit a man, and he started screaming out of pain. That was Shravana Kumara. And he said that, what have I done to anybody? You know what Shravana Kumara was, or how he led his life. He led his entire life taking care of his blind parents. He had no other job to do. He only took care of his parents. He did nothing wrong to anybody in his entire life. He had no enmity with anybody. That's why Shravana Kumara was surprised that who could have hit me, or why would anybody hit me? A person like me, I have done wrong to no one. And they have not killed me. They have killed my parents. By killing me, by shooting an arrow into my heart, this person has not just killed me, but he has killed my parents. How are they going to survive without me? He was worried about them. So now Daśaratha could have flew from that scene if he was a modern day hero. No, he did not. He belonged to Raghuvamsha. He valued Satya and Dharma above everything else. You see, Daśaratha was a great character. You cannot get a son like Rama if you don't have a father like Daśaratha, isn't it? So he owned up to his mistake. He went up to Shravana Kumara. He took him, and Shravana Kumara asked him, could you please remove the arrow from my heart? And he did. Daśaratha did. And he said that, why don't you go and, yes, it's 9 p.m. Yes. Why don't you go and give this news to my parents by yourself? Maybe that's the repentance that you need for what you have committed. Okay, it's not enough that you have come in front of me and you have accepted that you did this by mistake. It's not enough. You have to go and talk to my parents. You have to give them the bad news, and you have to tell them that I am no more. Now, all this while, Daśaratha's mind was thinking something else. He was afraid of something because Shravana Kumara looked like a Muni, looked like a Rishi Kumara. So he was afraid whether he has committed one of the greatest sins. Of the 5 sins, the greatest sin, the worst sin is Brahmahatya. He was scared of Brahmahatya. So Shravana Kumara knew that. He said that, don't worry, my king, you have not committed a Brahmahatya. I am not a Brahmana. Shravana Kumara said this. Shudrayamasmi Vaishyena Jato Naravaradhipa. I'm born out of the combination, the union of Vaishya and Shudra. So be relaxed. All you need to do is approach my parents, tell them. So Daśaratha had this courage. He went up to them. He spoke to them. And his father said that if you had done this, if you had shot this arrow knowingly, you would not be alive by this moment. Your head would have been split into 1,000 pieces because you have killed a gem of a person. You have killed a gem of a man. But since you have shot this arrow unknowingly, you are still alive. Take us where you have shot my son. Take us to him. We want to see him. Of course, they were blind, but they wanted to see him. They both cried profusely, seeing Shravana Kumara's dead body or feeling Shravana's dead body. And then the father, he cursed Daśaratha. Tvayapi cha yadajnānān nihato me sabalakah. Of course, you killed my son unknowingly, but putravyasanajam dukkham yadetan mama sampratam. Daśaratha, you have no idea what it means to lose a son, what it means to lose a child. So you will go through, yes, you will go through the same pain. And yes, that's the curse that he had. And then Daśaratha, after saying this, he told Kausalya that Tasyayam karmano devi vipakas samupasthitaha. Again, karma vipaka. I told you earlier, poet's insight into Jyotishya's karma vipaka. He had killed a son. He had made sure he had made a parent away from their child. So that's the same kind of pain that Daśaratha had to go through at his last time, during his last time. So this was the last word. These were the last words that he ever spoke to Kausalya. And then he says that Chakshusha tvanna pashyami. I cannot see you, Kausalya. I am seeing Yamadutas in front of me, but I cannot see my beloved Rama. I am unable to see Rama. What is happening to me? He's losing his senses. What a beautiful description of death. You cannot get, I know, how can death be beautiful? This is how death can be beautiful. If you have a poet like Valmiki, and he says that I cannot hear, I cannot taste, I cannot feel. What does it mean? It means slowly his indriyas are getting away. His sense organs are losing. This is how a person dies, gradually. Chittanashad vipadyante, his mind is lost. Sarvanyevendriyani cha, all his sense organs have lost. Kshina snehasya deepasya samrakta rashmayo yatha. Valmiki explains that how a lamp slowly dissolves and dies. Likewise, ayamatma bhavashoko mamanatha machetana. And this pain is killing me. So what were Daśaratha's last words? We will end today's session with Daśaratha's last words. I will only quote his last words from Valmiki's Ramayana. His last words were, Ha Raghava Mahabaho, Ha Mamaya Sanashana, Ha Pitripriya Menatha, Ha Mamasi Gatasuta, Ha Kausalyena Pashyami, Ha Sumitre Tapaswini, Ha Nrishamse Mama Mitre Kaikeyi Kulapam Sini. Even at his deathbed, even at the moment he was dying, the same Daśaratha who had renounced Kaikeyi before, he had to take her name. Iti matuscha Ramasya Sumitrayascha sannidhau Raja Daśaratha shochan jivitantam upagamate. This is how on the lap of Kausalya and Sumitra, Daśaratha left his mortal body. That's how Daśaratha's life ended. And that brings us to the end of this particular session.